a secular society. And the media professionals have largely adhered to the code of principle and ethics, which is objectivity and the right to fair coverage for all the parties. You have talked about crushing in terms of political. You have said you will not complain as per the laid out procedure, and that you will complain to the people. The people voted for the constitution, which provides for that avenue. We are still hanging, there's something loose about it. Are you assuring the Kenyan people that the freedom of media in Kenya is here to stay for this administration?
The freedom of media is here to stay, but you are saying that you have done objective and fair coverage. That is a lie. During the last election, in Citizen News, they would give Raila Odinga 20 minutes and give President William Ruto 3 minutes. We complained, we stopped complaining because nothing was being done about it. Raila Odinga was being given free live coverage. 5 days before the election, on Saturday, I think the 6th, I approached Inoro station. I said I want to buy live coverage. They charged me 4.6 million. I said I'll pay. On the last day, they said, no, we can't give you live coverage. Okay. Keep your money.
Thank you.
And I was paying for the space. Because Uhuru Kenyatta knew that if I had 2 hours on Inoro TV, 5 days before the election, I would talk to the Kikuyu nation.
Thank you.
The media has not been fair. It has not been balanced. Probably now that we are having this conversation,
all right,
it is about time that the media consider that these airwaves that you enjoy belong to the public.
Thank you.
You have a responsibility to provide fair and objective coverage to all political players within the Kenyan political space.
Thank you, Excellency. We now move to the next item, which is on governance and institutions underneath the Constitution, and Jesse Rogers will be taking us through that.
Okay, Your Excellency, perhaps just to begin on matters governance, I'd like to touch on your declaration that government appointments are sort of a preserve of those who voted in favor of the Kenya Kwanza government. Just perhaps to put the words into context, quote unquote, this is what you mentioned: the government is a company that has shares, their owners who have majority shares and those with just a few, while others do not have any. You invested in this government, you must reap. That's what you're quoted as saying. And as a matter of fact, we believe today you agitated for the same message at Tharaka Nithi County while you were with the president. And that begs the question, this is a symbol of national unity, the presidency. And in fact, is it your sincere thought that this is how governments should work?
Thank you very much for asking that question. It's a very pertinent question. What I said in Kericho, and I believe in it, is that a government is like a company. I didn't say a government is a company. I said it's like a company. In every company there are shares. Preferential shares, ordinary shares. When there is an AGM, non-shareholders do not attend the AGM. When there are dividends to be divided, they are divided according to the number of shares. That is the truth. What I said is that as a government, in terms of development, in terms of public resources, all Kenyans must be treated equally. And the president does not dish out development. Appropriation of funds for development is done by the National Assembly, and all parties are represented through the budget cycle. And therefore, the issue of discrimination, in far as resources are concerned, is non-existent. All Kenyans are taxpayers, and the government of President William Ruto and I will serve all Kenyans equally in matters development. In fact, last month, the president and I, an entire government, were in Luo Nyanza, where we were not voted in what I would call an acceptable manner. We got very few votes, and we are thankful for those few votes. We were in Siaya, unveiling development projects. We were in Homa Bay. We were doing 2,000 affordable housing. We were doing a PIA at Homa Bay. We were in Kisumu. Because even if those people did not vote for us, they are Kenyans and they pay taxes. But when it comes to forming government, no president anywhere in the world would invite people to his government who do not believe in him, who do not believe in his agenda, who cannot support him because they don't understand his agenda. And that is where the issue of shares came. That it is by the number of shares that you have with that administration that demonstrates your commensurate commitment to the success of that government. And I gave an example. I said if you are a farmer and you are planting, you plant, you wind, you apply fertilizer, you irrigate. When the time comes to harvest, you go to the shamba and harvest. But a fellow who was standing by the fence, shouting at you and saying, you farmer, you are foolish. That maize you are planting will get nowhere. That seed is rotten. This farming cannot succeed in this area. Farming is not a good thing as we are livestock herders. How then can you invite that person to come and assist you to harvest? He doesn't believe in you. What I said in parables, and I like using figurative language because I'm a student of literature, and it's one of the most effective ways of communicating to the people, especially the people down there at the bottom of the pyramid. And that's my gift. I talk to the people directly. What I was saying, the people who are opposed to President William Ruto, saying that he is a thief, he is incapable of running this country, he has no agenda. The bottom-up economic transformative agenda is useless. There is no way we can allow him to invite those people to his cabinet, to be his principal secretaries, to be ambassadors. They do not believe in him. They do not believe in his agenda. How then can they come and demand to be included in that government? That's what I was saying.
Okay.
When I go to State House, and I said, I find them there.
Yeah.
Every day. That's what I said. I find them there. People who are shouting at President William Ruto, saying he is useless, he is a thief, he will ruin this country. And they are there lining up that they want to be given positions. I say no. Let us first give positions to those who believe in President William Ruto, to those who believe in the bottom-up economic transformative agenda. Those are the people who will help him. And let me tell you, before you tell me, that is a mistake President Uhuru Kenyatta made. He went and brought people through the handshake who did not believe in the Big Four agenda, who did not believe in the Jubilee agenda, people who had been opposed to his leadership, people who had been opposed to his economic programs. He brought them into his government. What happened? Everything came to a standstill. The economy got destroyed. By the time he left, the country was finished. We cannot make that mistake. And that is what I meant. But in matters development, in matters public resources, every Kenyan will benefit from this government.
Your Excellency, with all due respect, Article 38 of the Constitution talks about political rights in the sense that every citizen is free to make political choices. That is a fundamental right and freedom.
Absolutely.
So what are you saying by saying the former president made a mistake to bring other people who never supported him into government? And what are you saying? Because if it's a right for every Kenyan to make a choice, and then tied to Article 131 as the presidency, the symbol of unity.
That is true.
So in essence,
that is true. But choices have consequences. That is true. It's a political right to choose whoever you want, but choices have consequences.
Okay.
There is no way you can say you don't believe in William Ruto. You don't believe in his programs. You don't believe in his what he stands for, and then you want to be a member of his cabinet. How can you help him to transform the country? How can you help him govern? What I'm saying is, even in those areas where we are not voted for, we have people in the cabinet who believe in us. It does not mean because that area did not vote for us, everybody in that area does not believe in us. Eliud Awalo from Siaya believed in William Ruto and the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. And that is why today he is cabinet secretary for ICT. Raymond Omolo, he believed in Dr. William Ruto and the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. That is today why he is a PS for Interior. Mr. Kobundo is a CS for Trade. We are saying in every part of the country, there are those who believed in President William Ruto and his programs. So what we are telling Azimio people, when you make a bed, you must lie on it.
Okay.
Don't force us but to take people who don't believe in us. Among